G'day all, welcome back to the SM.81 Pippistrello build. Okay, I've raced ahead since I last looked at this. What I've done is basically I've taken the model, primed it, I have sprayed it with, can't remember the colours now. It's either Gunsy 57 or another colour for the other side, grey. Then I've hit it with first up Gunsy 66, followed by a whiter coat, which has disappeared on me. So it was Tamiya yellow sand to the brown. Then I've used Gunsy again, 302, which says green. It's an FS34092 colour for the mottling on the upper surfaces. I've done this basically across 2 nights, actually 3 nights. The grey was 1 night, then masked up, the brown was applied, and then I started doing the green. So the brown was done 1 night, the green on one wing was done on another night. And you probably can't see too clearly here. Oops. Nothing fell off. Okay. There is a slight difference in the greens. On the right main wing is where I started last night actually. And on the left wing and the rest of the body was done tonight. There is a bit of a difference there. I can see it myself, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Basically, that side of the model looks like it is a bit more glossier than the right hand side wing. What's happened there is I hit some problems with the painting it up. I swapped to a new double action airbrush, and I've had problems ever since I started using it. I used to use an old Aztec, was it 780 or 870 or something like that, or a 470 or 480 model. One of those black handled ones that has interchangeable tips. It broke on me, so I've had to resort to a double action that I've never used before. So like an Iwata version. It's produced by a company called Runway 13, or sold by a company called Runway 13. And I've just had lots of problems. I've had bugger all airflow through it, etc, etc. Earlier tonight, halfway through this, I got fed up with what was going on, because it was just problems upon problems. So like on the left wing here, you probably can't see it too clearly, just about here you see a lot of spatter. That was caused last night. So what I've been able to do is I sat down and got gasket tape out and just redid all the threads on all the joins, and voila, it fixed up the airbrush and air pressure that I was having problems with. So the rest of the model came through not bad. I also had to thin down the paint a bit further using Tamiya it stops it from drying too quickly. I can't remember the name now. So yeah, that proved quite useful. I still had some problems because I was using such a fine adjustment on the double action, plus the paint was thinned down probably about 3 times what I'd normally thin it down. I usually go for about 50-50, but this time around I really thinned it down to help flow through the airbrush, but something was clogging up. So I still got problems with the airbrush, but slowly learning to use a double action airbrush properly. So there she is. I just finished taking off the masking earlier, and as you probably see around the undercarriage, I've got a lot of problems there, so I'm going to touch that up with just a bit of grey if I find the right grey again, and some brown, and fix up the joints properly. Okay, that's the phone ringing, so I better go. Okay, sorry about that, back again. So yes, what I was saying is I've got to now fix up a few areas. I masked up, I used Tamiya tape to mask up the undersurfaces, and around some areas I couldn't mask up properly. For example, around the struts here, and around the landing gear, and around these little fine parts. So what I had to do is mask as best as I could. Then I used Umbral liquid mask, and the batch I got was basically troublesome from the get-go. So I've basically taken the masking off now, and it broke every single little fine thing that I had on it. So all these parts here broke off, all these broke off. So when I said whoops before, it was because I thought I'd knocked one of these while that was still drying. Okay, so where to from here? I'm just playing with one of the engines here. Is tomorrow night, or tomorrow, I will hit this up. I might even do it tonight, depending on what the weather's like. Going to hit this up with some clear gloss. I've been playing around with Pledge 1 Go on a test model, so I'm getting better results tonight. I did another play with it at a, once the airbrush is fixed up. I got better results tonight than I got earlier, but I won't do it just yet. I'll just use my normal Gunzi and Tamiya clear gloss in the bottle, not in the spray can. The way this paint, the green is on top, it's very thin, and I've had problems with the Tamiya spray can. That is the rattle can, that's this UV thing. Whenever I use that on a model, it seems to pull the paint away from the panel lines, so the panel lines become pick up the underlying colour or the primer at times, and I've had some models where I've had crazing occur, so the gloss coat has dried and it's just all of a sudden cracks have appeared in it. I call it crazing. The only thing I can do though when that happens is basically sand it all out and start again from scratch, which I don't want to do right now because this is the SMA build, and I'm about 7 days away from completing, well, away from the competition ending, so I've got to put my finger out here. A few other things I'm playing around with here. Here's one of the doors that goes on the side of the plane here. Because I cut these off the model, the fit's slightly off, so I've just been putting shims of sprue or evergreen just to square it up again and to get rid of some of the gaps that I might have caused. So I haven't test tried these yet, and I'm putting some detail around the doors to make it look like it was like a door type thing. I haven't, because I can't find any literature on the internet about this aircraft, as in schematics. I don't know what the doors really look like, so I'm basing it on what other modelers have done as well for theirs, and some of them have done what I've just done here. They've got some framework around the door to define the door, so that's a bit of a rose detail. That's just 0.5 thou plastic card again. So yes, I've got to play around with those. So I've got one door there, and another door the other side to put on. and that's it. I'm tossing up whether to put a stair in here, just in here, because there is a step between the bottom of the fuselage at the back and the bottom of the fuselage in there, also the bottom of the cockpit. Some photos I've seen indicate there's a step there of some sort, so I'd say it was a wooden stair or a box even. So yeah, so I'll have to decide whether or not I'm going to put those in. Okay. The markings, it's taken me a while, but I have found a reference that has this paint scheme, desert scheme, with 218-Red 4 as the marking of the aircraft. So I can use the kit decals, no worries. All I've got to do is to mask a white band around the fuselage, around this window here. Here's my actual reference here. So I've got to, there's the white band there, I've got to put that across there, and that's done. So actually that's tomorrow night as well. So mask up, white, then I'm just going to hit it with the Gunzy clear. Okay, and once I finish taping this, I've got to upload it to YouTube. Yay! Hopefully when I talk to you again, it'll be up to ready to decal, and I'm going to rush the decaling. I normally like to leave a week between paint drying, gloss coating and decaling, so there's about 3 weeks there, but unfortunately I'm rushed for time, so this was going to be a rush job. So yeah, I'll talk to you later on when I've got everything